snacks.
Yeah, what it do? Snackers, Snack Snack X's. It's your boy Gage. Sin is in the building.
What's happening?
Jokes is in the building. Just can't hear you, bro.
Can't hear you, bro.
Can't hear you, bro. Nope. Duck face. Duck face.
Terrible.
All right. Well, replacing jokes is Edia.
India's in the building.
Edia is in the building. Welcome to Cutscenes, where we get together once a week and we talk about all kinds of things that are happening in video games because cutscenes are
The best part of the game.
show you right. Now, while Jokes tries to fix his audio, hey Jokes, say something.
Yep. That's right.
Nope. It also says that Jokes' name is Sin. So
That is terrible. He wants to be like me so bad.
he's broken. Nope. Duckface is not cute.
Nah.
No, sir, Cuddy. No, it's not. Not even a little bit. Video games popping right now. We're starting to see all of the like E3 rumor mill and the swirlings and people dropping trailers and all kinds of stuff going on. Hey, Sin, before we get into video game stuff, did you see the new Black Widow trailer they dropped today?
No.
All right.
I don't need any more Black Widow trailers.
Just listen. I don't yell at me, bro.
No, it's not for you. It's not for you. It's not for you.
I just asked the question. That's all.
No, I have not seen the trailer.
It's like just over a month out. They just trying to do what it do. Hey, Jokes.
I know.
Yeah. There we
Look
go.
at that
There
guy.
you
I
go.
can hear him. I can hear him. Hey, listen, bro. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm okay. Hold on. I got it. Watch this. How you laughing, see?
Because I just have a feeling where this is going.
You don't know nothing.
Okay.
You don't know nothing. What, man? Why are you laughing? I didn't
What
do
up,
anything.
Marcus?
Man, what happened? I tried to fix it. I don't know what happened. Hey, Jokes, can you fix? I tried to fix your name. It's not working.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Well,
Hey,
I already fixed my name, but
Right.
I can't tell you what about the video, though.
What are you talking about?
It's not frozen on your screen?
Nah, it's yours.
Oh, well, it's just me. Whatever.
We can see. We
yeah,
can see.
you're
We
good.
can see you moving. We can see your Master Chief helmet in the back. Marcus,
See
what up, Wham?
See you repping the Justice.
What's up, Heather?
Yes,
Overwatch
sir.
League.
Yeah, all the time, bro. All the time. Hey, man, there's some controversy with this Overwatch. These changes to Overwatch 2. I don't know if you saw that. We could touch on it real quick if you want. Did you see that, Jokes?
I think it's because of the moving out the one. What's the
Going
one
from
character?
6 feet.
Yeah,
moving out of
6 to
one from
5.
People to 5.
65, yeah.
So they didn't tell anybody before they did it. And you have all these people who literally their job, they are professional gamers. Like they play Overwatch
Mhm.
as their job, and literally it basically just got announced to the world that they're out of a job. You know, like if you tank and you're a squad that runs with 2 tanks and now you can only have 1 tank, like you don't have a job.
Somebody's not making the cut if they go to
Yeah.
part 2.
Yeah,
Unless they
were
just
hot.
keep playing part 1.
Or they're gonna have to play something else. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But like, I don't know. It's weird because what they've been really unclear about is whether or not part 1 is actually still gonna exist because they're making
True.
it sound like Overwatch 2 is basically like
Taking.
an update
Right.
to part
Yeah.
1 in a weird way. So like I don't know, but that's super tricky. When you have leagues that are based on
Mhm.
6-man team. So check this out. Here's the thing. We're not gonna keep this one too late because it's almost time to go to bed.
Oh, yeah, time's creeping
You
up.
want to be on time, ain't you? No, yeah, you are. But check this out. So there's a reason why I brought this one on here today, and here's why. I want to ask you a couple of questions
Okay.
and see what
Ooh.
you know. Okay,
Oh,
So-
no.
it's not like a quiz. It's just
Okay.
It's like
just
more quizzes.
right. Like yeah, because school's almost done.
No.
Straight up. Cue the countdown clock.
No.
Test. I had 2 math tests. I had an exam and I had a regular test.
Yeah, but you did fine. It's fine. This isn't a test. This is not a test. Here's what I want to know.
Okay.
One, you play a lot of video games, correct?
Yeah.
Like you don't play a lot of games, but you play video games a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what E3 is?
Mm-hmm.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
What is E3?
Where they talk about games.
Yeah, they talk about games and like what's coming out new, right? Okay. With E3's coming up like next week.
Look at Marcus over there begging jokes. Please, baby, please, baby, please.
look at Ty. Hey, pop that on screen. Nah. Pop Ty, almost on time, Ty.
Right.
What's up, snackers and mini snacker? That's you. Okay, so E3's next week, and we know that E3 they start telling us like all the new games and stuff that are coming, what new stuff is gonna. Here's what I want to know: you play Fortnite every day, almost all day. Here's what I want to know: is there anything that you're expecting them to do with Fortnite? Is there anything that you think is coming, or is there something you want to see them do with Fortnite?
Well, for the season that's about to come out on the 8th, there, I think aliens are supposed to come. So in this one place in Fortnite, well, you can get abducted in Fortnite right now.
I've been seeing that.
I don't know. It's very rare. And then in this one place on the Fortnite map, there's like this big symbol in the cornfield, but nobody knows what it means.
Okay, nobody knows what the symbol means. Okay.
But I wanted to see them do another Marvel season because I really liked the Marvel season.
Another Marvel season. Do you think that's what they're getting ready to do?
I don't know.
Not with aliens coming.
No.
Okay. What kind of? Do you think it's gonna be aliens like when they put aliens in the game before, like Ripley and the?
Maybe.
I think it's just something different.
Yeah, something different. I think somebody was saying maybe they thought that the new Fortnite crew skin has something to do with it, but I don't think it does because if aliens are coming, why would there be a bear robot?
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so then you also play a lot of Roblox. Can you try to explain to the audience what Roblox is?
Please.
And then why you like it?
Okay.
Why you be asking me for Robux?
I hate that name. I hate the way that sounds. Like it's a Robux.
When you do everything,
I get you V-Bucks.
You give me V-Bucks.
I've never gotten you Robux. Are you sure?
You've never gotten me Robux.
Are you positive?
I'm
Because
positive.
how did you buy the stuff that you have?
My mother.
Nah.
My mom bought me V-Bucks.
No.
I mean Robux.
So you
Shut
don't
it
even
down
know
so
something.
quick.
And what is Roblox?
Okay. Roblox is like it's one game with multiple games on it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's not really similar to Fortnite. Let me not lie. It's like you have a character and you can get Robux to change your outfits and stuff like that. And for certain
What up, Brock?
For certain games you
Good,
need
Brock.
Robux to play it. And you can buy stuff in the games. And I like it because there's multiple games that you can play. Like, there's a game like Fortnite on there. I just suck at it.
Okay. There's a game like GTA. There's a game like Fortnite.
Yeah, there's different types of games. Like, there's role-playing games. There's shooter games. There's adventure games.
Roblox is basically a platform where you can make whatever game you want. You don't make games. You just play the games that are there.
Yeah.
Why is Roblox so ugly?
What do you mean?
That joint ugly. That joint's ugly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You like it?
Yeah. It's like
I
not all
don't
Legos.
play it as much anymore.
I
though.
get you skins all the time.
You don't give me skin.
I get you like backpack things or whatever, like wings and stuff like that. Excellent.
Oh, that! I thought you were talking about Fortnite.
How could we forget?
No, I thought you were talking about Fortnite.
Yeah, I don't need to buy you Robux because I pay for you to have a subscription to Fortnite.
Doesn't
You
sound that
also
way.
play Minecraft some,
I do for mine.
but you don't play that as much as the other two.
I don't.
Why is it that you don't play Minecraft as much as you play the other two?
Because I die.
Because you die? Why don't you just play in creative mode?
Because I don't. Creative's boring.
Okay.
Because you just go around and build.
Okay.
That's like all you really do.
Do you expect to see new stuff come for Roblox or for Minecraft?
I expect stuff to come in.
Hey, listen. Cuddy said if your grades are good, you might get the people in the chat to donate some Robux. What them grades look like?
They're not bad.
No, they're not. You got good grades. Fix your chin.
I mean, it's like try not to be all like.
Right.
I mean, they're good, but
you know,
I don't want to just say that I'm doing good in school.
She is. She's doing well. Here's what I want to know. Do you think we're gonna get a new Sims game? Because you play Sims 4 a lot.
I mean, maybe there's not a lot of talk about it like that. It being online, and there just being a Sims 5 in general, and how it might be more realistic. So, I would
don't know.
like for that to be a thing, but I mean, they're adding a lot of things. Like, there's a new pack coming out, and I really want it.
Ask the chat, man. Don't ask me.
We gotta see them. They gotta see them grades. They
Cause
gotta see them grades.
Because like you can like it has a lot to do with customization. Is that how I say it?
Yeah, but you mean specifically for your Sims on PC, not on console?
My Xbox one.
Okay.
Because you can like make like a L-shaped couch, or like
And you need that.
well, no, but you can customize a lot, and a lot of the stuff in there looks like custom content. You know.
But that's the whole reason why you started playing on PC. Was so
Well,
you could
yeah,
do
I
custom
know,
content.
but like they added some custom content into the game, but I mean it's not a lot, but like,
That's what you want. Custom content. Is there something they could announce
What up, Starbomb?
like next week that you'd be excited about?
I don't know.
Probably not.
I would be excited if they announced a Sims 5.
I would. You ain't gonna play it though.
I was about to
Yeah,
say
well,
like.
Yeah, well,
I mean, you'll get it
and I'll
and
play
you'll
it.
start it.
And then never go
That's
back
it.
to it.
No, I go back to it periodically.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, but it's not one of those that I drop and just never go back
I
to.
want you to know that technically, periodically means once a month,
Okay,
and you're not gonna do that.
okay.
I might give you once a quarter. You might go back to it quarterly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have you doing that. Listen, Marcus, you right. Look, Marcus says L-shaped couches are legit.
They are.
I mean, you listen, you right. You right. L-shaped couches are legit, but like, do you need that?
I mean you don't have to make it into an L-shaped couch. You can make it into like a
A U?
Are you?
You
All
a
right.
horseshoe?
I was about to say round shape for it, but
like a unfinished rectangle square type thing.
so like
The L-shape
Okay.
is pretty much an unfinished.
But like
So like almost like a
around-
U.
Yeah, but like around,
Yeah, so
but like not like couldn't, like finished.
Yep. All right,
Okay.
go to bed.
Okay.
Love you.
Like-
I'm gonna go play
Yep.
Fortnite.
All right, bye. All right. So E3 don't mean nothing to her.
Pretty much.
Oh man.
That don't mean nothing. What up to everybody in the chat? Thanks for hanging out, tuning in. Welcome to the best part of the game. We got a lot to talk about. E3 finally has a schedule, mostly. And so I need to run it down. Okay. So that's what we're gonna do. Starting on 6/10 is Summer Game Fest, which I guess technically isn't.
E3 per se, but
Yeah. Oh no, facts. Yeah, yes. She can ready to go play Fortnite, which means she can ready to be on Fortnite with like 2 people in chat on her phone, which means it's not Wayne Tech, it's Edia Tech.
That's what it is.
That's what we about to get hit with.
Right.
So Summer Game Fest 6/10, 2 p.m. I've been hearing some things about Summer Game Fest, man. I've heard some people recently talking about Summer Game Fest, like, man, Jeff Keighley's fake, and he's just trying to like ape E3, like
Hey.
which
he can do it. And then he end up having, if he has most of the trailers before E3, I mean,
do you realistically, right, with well, let's finish going through what the schedule is.
Okay.
So Ubisoft Forward is on the 12th. So Summer Game Fest happens 2 days before anybody else kicks off. The 12th is Saturday. Technically, E3 is the 12th through the 15th.
Mm-hmm.
And so technically, the first show of E3 is Ubisoft Forward on the 12th. That is 8 p.m. Eastern time. So it's in the evening.
Okay.
Xbox and Bethesda at 1 p.m. on the 13th on that Sunday Eastern time. Nintendo's Direct is on 6:15. 5 p.m. Eastern. There is supposed to be a Square Enix showcase. It has been announced. It does not have a day or a time yet. So who knows? But Summer Game Fest, like Jeff Keighley's been announcing that he's got people aligned with him to do stuff. And a lot of the folks that are saying they got stuff aligned are these same folks.
Same ones.
Do you think there's going to be anything we'll see at Summer Game Fest that isn't like going to be at one of their showcases or something like that? It seems to me like a lot of what I'm seeing from Summer Game Fest is just him like retweeting these same dates and times and basically being like, you can watch it on like the Summer Game Fest YouTube channel or, you know, whatever it is. What do you guys think?
I think something smaller. I think maybe some smaller games or some indie stuff. He might get the exclusiveness on, but I think with E3, all the major stuff will be shown on those stages or whatever those, you know, conferences at E3.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
I think he'll get a leg up on E3 himself. I feel like there'll be a couple of announcements during his setup for it, but maybe we don't get as in depth with Summer Games Fest. I think they'll save a lot of it for E3, but I think it will just be more of a copy back and forth. But I do think he'll have a couple of exclusive, but then it'll show up on E3 and then it will just expound on it versus just announcing said game.
What are the chances that because, you know, PlayStation has already said they're basically skipping E3. They did the Horizon Forbidden West State of Play last week. They actually did a PSVR showcase today. Do you think maybe he'll have some like last year, even though technically there was no E3 and they were saying they were going to skip E3 anyway? Like Jeff Keighley, Summer Games Fest, I guess technically is supposed to last all summer. Like the kickoff, technically it's supposed to last through August. So do we think that maybe he'll have something aligned? Like he was the first person to show the new PlayStation 5 controller last year. You know what I mean? Like he did have some exclusive stuff. And I guess really because E3 wasn't doing their own thing, people were kind of trying to go with Jeff. But a lot of companies seem to do their own thing anyway, and it seemed to work. Like they didn't really need him.
Right.
But at least gave people one place to go to get eyes on everything.
Right.
Instead of having to bounce back and forth between, you know, this company's YouTube channel and this company's Twitch and this company's, you know, whatever. You could just go to one place and get it all, which I think is important. But you could do the same thing if you just went to IGN or if you went to GameSpot. You know what I mean? Or if you went to Eurogamer. Like, you could just go there and watch all of the stuff, too. So Summer Games Fest, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's really necessary unless he's got actual exclusives to reveal or something to talk about that others don't have. Now, what I could see is him maybe having some exclusive sit-downs with some developers or something like that to maybe talk about some of the stuff, even if he's not getting specific reveals. I can see him having some sit-downs, you know, some conversations with folks that maybe you're not getting anywhere else. So maybe to get some of that in-depth, you know, stuff. But other than that, I wouldn't be surprised if he does have something we don't see anywhere else. But obviously with the kickoff for that being in the middle of the day, like on a Thursday before E3 technically starts, yeah, it'll hit news cycle, but I can't imagine that there's so much that he can reveal that anybody else is going to want to reveal or talk about at their own presentation. So it's interesting. When do you think Square Enix does theirs?
I think they'll hit time frame after Xbox and Bethesda. I feel like they're gonna. I think they'll do the same day sometime after Xbox. As I'm just going on because remember it's saying that Final Fantasy VII is going to drop on the box and they're going to make that whole announcement. I think they'll try to ride that initially to kind of just talk about it coming to the box before they start breaking into everything else. Because I mean, we already know what the DLC is for Final Fantasy VII that's on PlayStation currently right now, but I think they'll follow up right behind Microsoft and Bethesda.
There's nobody on Monday, right?
Nobody. Not that I've seen.
I can see them on Monday then. They'll be after Microsoft. They got a day to hold down a news cycle by themselves. I can see it being Monday.
Right now, that's what I would expect. I wouldn't necessarily think that they're going to go Sunday evening, but it also seems like a lot of what Square. So it does make me wonder whether or not Square, because at least as far as we know, they're really their biggest hitters like Final Fantasy 16 and so forth are PlayStation exclusive, at least up front. So with PlayStation not having a showcase or a conference or whatever and anything, it makes me wonder whether or not PlayStation just kind of leaning on Square to be like, nah, y'all show our stuff. and you know what I mean? Like I just,
yeah,
you know, I have to imagine there'll be for Square a heavy lean into like what the world of Wakanda is going to be for Avengers.
Yep.
I imagine they'll spend a good amount of time on that. Obviously, Final Fantasy 16 is a thing, but we don't know when that's coming. So,
right.
They'll probably give us some Outrider updates, DLC possibly.
Yeah, I mean, People Can Fly has been pretty close-lipped. I mean, they've been saying it now that things seem to be doing well, that it looks like they are going to go ahead and do some DLC for it. So we'll have to see what that is. But it took them a while to kind of get out of the bug phase and fixing things and so forth. So we just don't really know where that is. Expectations for Ubisoft Forward, holding it down on a Saturday. Ubisoft has a lot. They got a lot of properties.
Yes, they do.
Do we see anything Assassin's Creed?
No.
DLC related. That's about it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Could be DLC, but honestly, I think they need to leave Assassin's Creed alone for a little while. As much as the latest one's not bad, it's just like I said, it still just doesn't feel like Assassin's Creed. And I think they need to leave the franchise alone for a little bit. As much as it's one of their strong titles, it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but it's just not Assassin's Creed. I think they need to shelf it, kind of go back to those basics and try to figure out what can we do that made Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, Black Flag. What can we do to make it more like those again? Because right now it's just Vikings going around that have some assassin elements, but maybe DLC, but no.
Okay. Do we see Skull and Bones?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Even though it got pushed back again, they'll make it a point to.
They'll give it a little bit to ensure.
Remind people, hey, we haven't forgot about this. It's still coming.
Hey guys, we've talked about this a whole bunch of times, but we're going to talk about it again.
Past 3 years, we keep talking about this. Don't worry, it's still coming.
Do we see Beyond Good and Evil 2?
I want to. I won't be surprised if I don't, though, because that still seems like it's probably so far out. I feel like I want to see it though, because what they showed years ago looked great.
I feel like it'll get mentioned maybe at some point when they either have a montage or something. The name of it probably will pop up, but I don't think we'll get honestly really anything from it.
Do they open the show
with a dance number? With a dance number? I think the smart money would be on yes.
No, I'm going to say no.
What?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no.
All right. I'll take that bet. Do we see Riders Republic?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we see Rayman?
Yes.
Okay. It's time, huh?
I don't know how they'll kind of figure them out, get them in. I don't know if they'll do a Nintendo crossover like they did with the Rabbids or something like that. But we're not going to get out of here without seeing something Rayman. I just don't know in what form or fashion.
Do we see Trials?
I think they'll touch on Trials.
When did the last Trials come out?
That's been
like last year or 2 years ago at the like after the last. They announced another one at the last E3 conference they did.
Okay, so yeah,
I
we
think
see
it was
trials.
Uprising. Do we see Splinter Cell?
You know,
a
we
lot
want
of
to
people
say
want to.
yes.
A lot of people want to see Splinter Cell.
I'm
going to say yes. We're going to see Splinter Cell.
Okay.
I want it so bad, but I feel like it's going to be a no. But I mean, they've been teasing with adding skins and stuff into their other games. It's like
he's in Rainbow Six. He's in Ghost Recon. He's moving throughout the Tom Clancy universe
until he finally makes it back to his own game. Like I don't like. I want to say yes, but my heart wants to say yes, but my mind wants to say no.
As long as he comes back with Astro and Catcher, I'm good.
Do we see Rainbow Six Quarantine? And what will the new name be? Because it ain't gonna be Quarantine.
I thought they gave the name already.
Nah, they nixed that.
No, I thought they gave it the. Hold up, I could be tripping.
I'm going to say, as much as I want to see it, I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna say no.
Okay. Nah, I think they'll talk about it.
Okay, you think they do talk about it? All right.
Nah,
did I leave anything out? Did we get a new Starlink?
No, that one's gone. And they might show off this Legion's zombie DLC.
Oh yeah, I think that definitely.
It's in beta right now.
Yeah,
on PC.
They'll show that and probably talk about that a little bit.
Okay. All right. I'm with that.
Any For Honor? Any For Honor stuff we're gonna get?
I mean, I'm sure we'll get something, but I don't know if it'll be like front and center. Like, I don't think they're gonna do a For Honor 2 or anything like that. I think they'll just continue to update it, just like they've been doing with Rainbow Six.
Rainbow, yeah.
I don't
keep going until.
Again, they just put For Honor in Game Pass like yesterday. That joint is. We should probably go back to that. They had some dope like little 3-man.
They did. I was just thinking about that.
Getting my ass whooped in that right quick.
Yeah, lay off of Outriders for a second. Good Lord.
Yeah. We talked about Xbox and Bethesda, so we won't go too far into that. I'm not gonna dig too deep. I think at this point, it is what it is. We know what to expect. Nintendo, them doing a direct on the Tuesday is normal for them. They usually do the Tuesday of E3. That's pretty normal for them. They go after everybody else, but it's so late. It feels like 5 p.m. is late.
It is because that treehouse usually lasts a while.
It does. Well, so the presentation, the Nintendo Direct itself, is only going to be like 40 minutes. But then they do the treehouse thing
afterwards.
Yeah.
So, what do you think the Direct focuses on? Let's just put it out there. Do we see a Switch Pro?
Well, they did say that the Direct it's going to be game. They said mostly games. There was a specific word that they used to make it seem like it was mostly going to be about games, but there was possibly something else. So I do think the new hardware is going to show up. I know the rumor's been, they're going to talk about the hardware before E3 to kind of get it out there. But maybe even though their presentation's on Tuesday, maybe somehow during the E3 they sprinkle a rumor themselves out, whether it's an image of you got to tune in, maybe the outline, the shape of the console or something like that to kind of start to hype people up. But I still think we're going to see the console or at least talk about it.
Smash Brothers characters left to be revealed, correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We'll get at least one of them.
You think we get one? You don't think we get both? We get one?
I think we're going to get both, and then we're going to find out they're going to add a whole nother DLC package.
I mean, I would imagine that at some point next year, after the Pro drops, that it'll probably be, come hither.
We're definitely getting one of them announced. I want to say both, but we're definitely getting at least one of them.
Well, traded a little one for a big one.
Well,
hey, the trade-off.
Hey, homies.
What's up?
Games. Getting ready for E3. Now, didn't her sister just do that?
Pretty much.
What you got? Show and tell.
start with the one that's not mine.
Okay.
Mine.
Oh yeah, that's somebody else's.
Oh,
Hey,
I love my niece so much. Oh my gosh, thank you.
Georgia.
I'm coming to get it tomorrow.
My man's like, forget the show. I'm coming over there right
Hold
now.
on.
Hey, you know what?
So that
Vincent,
what does it
take
do?
my spot.
I mean, it doesn't, I don't know.
Okay.
I
It
don't
doesn't.
know.
It has.
Just-
Does it have motor stuff? Like
No, not in it. Can you
Okay.
put a motor in it? Possibly, but basically, all the fact that it's Technic just means that it's going to be a little bit more advanced to put together. It has very specific pieces that. Oh, thank you. Thanks.
that was very.
Thanks. It has very specific parts that like other cars from like regular Lego
That
themes
don't
wouldn't have.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just a little bit more authentic, I guess, to like what a car would be.
I got it.
Okay.
What's next?
You ready, Sin? You ready? You ready, Sin? You gonna be able to put that together, man?
Sam can't put that together.
Take some time with that.
I saw that, and
Well,
that
that's-
is
yeah, that's
dope.
dope. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, that's. Hold on. This is what we gonna do. We did this wrong. Let's just. Yeah, I can see that a little better. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fire.
Right. It's the good stuff.
Yeah, I saw when they announced that. That was
Yeah.
clean.
Okay. Somebody selling something. What else we got?
No, I just brought down the stuff that was yours.
Okay, awesome.
The only other stuff I got was Nana's Harry Potter sets, and I got myself.
Oh,
a
yeah.
Also,
Oh yeah. Okay.
so
All right, y'all. Back to video games. You want to get out of here?
yeah, if you
All right.
do.
Feel free.
Bye, everybody. All right.
Necessary.
No, it wasn't. Yes, it was absolutely
It
necessary.
wasn't necessary. Thanks.
This is not yours.
Cuddy said how much is the Cuddy said how much is the rainbow?
The rainbow is retail priced at $35.
Retails for 35.
Not bad.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yep.
No, not at all.
Yep. Jerry said that's dope. Okay, so E3, y'all. Okay, so Nintendo, I think we get the he said, no way. Cuddy, you gotta get me. So Nintendo, I think next year, later down the road, they'll just drop like a full version of Smash Brothers with everything in it.
Everything.
all
Can
the
you say
characters
everything?
are
They keep
there.
adding stuff. I don't know how you're going to actually say everything.
They will do
Yeah,
a
but, like,
deluxe version of some sort.
I think they're done. Like I
They
think
done.
after these two characters, I think they're done. You think they're gonna
I think
announce
so, too.
more DLC coming?
Nah, I
I
think
think
they'll do another
Sakurai
one.
really wants to move on. Like I think he
Yeah.
really wants
Yeah.
to do something else.
Yeah.
So like, if there's something else that's coming, it's not going to be helmed by him, which means he
Mhm.
either has to sign off on it and let people know like it's got his blessing,
Mhm.
or I don't think people are going to get amped for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think they'll continue to move with that. Is there anything else specific that you want to see or that you think we'll see from Nintendo that isn't Breath of the Wild 2?
I just wanted to see Bayonetta 3.
Okay.
I just want to
I
see
mean, word
Bayonetta.
on the street is that there's a new Donkey Kong Country coming, it's a 2D Donkey Kong Country, and that it's being worked on by the same people who did by at least a portion of the team that did Mario Odyssey. Okay. Okay.
I mean, only other thing I really want to see is if they'll talk a little bit more in depth about the new Pokemon Legends game, the Arceus one, the open world one.
Yeah.
Kind of to see how, really how the game itself actually works. I know we got a little bit of it in the actual Pokemon Direct they did for it, but I would like to see. I don't need to see the Diamond and Pearl one. I'm sure they'll talk about the remake, but I mean, it is what it is. It's a remake. It looks better. You can do those type of things, but I'm really eager to see what the new open world one is going to do.
I see him talking about that.
Yeah. I mean, they got to give some time to Pokemon. You think it'll be in the
Yeah.
Direct? You think we'll have to wait till the Treehouse to get that information?
I think they'll talk briefly about it, and then the Direct maybe we'll actually get a little snippet of like some of the actual
Treehouse.
open world parts and contributes and things to it.
Yeah. Somebody actually playing it and them talking with the people while they're doing stuff like in the treehouse. I can see that.
Okay. I need a guess from each of you. I need at least one of the Smash Brothers characters.
Oh, gosh.
Who is it gonna be?
I have no clue at this point.
Sephiroth came. That was left field for. I mean, like it worked. Oh man, I'm thinking of maybe another Microsoft character. Like I want to say Goku, but I'm beyond.
Rayman.
I'm beyond that.
Rayman.
That actually,
Rayman.
I think that actually is a good one.
That could be. I mean, they've been working very, very closely with Ubisoft over the last few years. So that's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Rayman would actually be a dope addition, I think, to Smash Brothers. Is it Crash Bandicoot?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Is it Spyro the Dragon?
I don't think so.
Is it a Sony character? Is it Delson from Infamous?
Oh wow.
Which could be fire for Smash Brothers.
That
You
could
about
be
all the
dope.
different abilities Slim has.
That could be super dope, but I doubt it.
Okay.
Travis touchdown.
I
think we end up seeing Master Chief before some of them, honestly.
I actually like Rayman as my pick. I actually do.
Rayman is
Rayman
actually,
too.
I think is actually perfect.
It's a solid pick. All right, we're going with Rayman.
We're on Rayman.
Yeah.
Did either of you look at the Far Cry 6
I did.
long extended gameplay? Talk to me about it. What do you think? What did you see? What did you like?
I liked what I saw. Honestly, I like a lot of things they're doing with this one. Like for instance, they actually have like an actual city in it. It's not just jungle kind of landscape this time around. There is a like city portion in it, so that'll be good to use those stealth elements and all that kind of stuff in the city. Having to put your gun away so people don't know like you're a guerrilla person or whatever. I like the backpacks that they're adding in, these different type of backpacks that make it like a one-man kind of army thing. I like that. I like how they're treating the story this time around. Like, instead of the whole game being first person, a little different. They actually kind of get to see your person in the cutscenes and all that type of stuff. So I like that direction they're going with it. It looked good, looked pretty. Like, I liked a lot I saw from it. Like, kind of having to scrap your weapons together because you're guerrilla fighters and building everybody up. Like, it looks good. Like, I'm really up for it. Really up for it.
Dig it. Did you see any of it, Jokes?
I got caught tidbits of it, and then heard like some people talk about it. Like I know a lot of people are a little upset that they're taking out like the map customization. I guess you can go in like build your own world or build your own map part of it for it. A lot of people are a little upset about that. I don't know if that's a huge focus within the Far Cry games or not. But I have seen where people are upset about that coming out of the game.
Well,
I mean, probably the biggest controversy I've seen coming out of it is just like about whether or not this game is political or not. You know what I mean? And that seems to be a thing. Like every time Ubisoft does a game, there's always this like statement up front about like, this is not a statement. It's not political. We just making a game. We're like, dog, yeah, you know what I mean? You make it a statement. So they finally did come out like earlier this week and say like, all right, look, this is political. We just don't want it to be that we're saying something specific about like Cuba. Like we don't want the ire of Cuba.
Right. We're making up a political story in this world. I don't think we're actually trying to, say some real stuff behind it.
Yeah,
right.
Like yeah. I mean, look, here's the thing. Far Cry's are hit or miss with me. I usually don't get them when they first come out anymore. Mm-hmm. I usually wait, see how they do, because while they can be just fun playgrounds to run around in, they do tend to feel kind of generic to me. And so unless I'm mentally in the mood for that kind of thing at that time, which I might be when this comes out, like the release time for this is like October 7th.
Mm-hmm.
That might be about right. You know what I mean? I might be in the mood in that moment to just feel like I'm just running around blowing stuff up and shooting things and whatever. But a lot of times with their stuff, man, I with Far Cry stuff, I'll wait, see how it is, see how it turns out. I know in a couple of months they'll do, a special edition that has all the DLC and it'll be probably half price by Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or right after. And they don't generally hold my attention well enough or long enough for me to feel like that initial upfront payment is important. However, I do want to say this. Based on the structure of what is happening with E3, the fact that Ubisoft is going first on Saturday, followed by Xbox, I do still think there is a super high chance that Xbox is going to come out and announce that Ubisoft, or they'll do it on their own thing before the Xbox conference, that they're going to be a part of Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
They have been adding more and more Ubisoft games to Game Pass. If you've paid attention over the last few months, again, they added For Honor like yesterday.
Yep.
A company as large as Electronic Arts, which is, they are bigger than Ubisoft. A company as large as Electronic Arts being in the middle of Game Pass the way it is and already being at no additional charge. I feel fairly certain that the rumors about Ubisoft being combined with Game Pass in some manner is definitely going to come out. I think that the kinds of things that we're going to see, I think that Microsoft does not have enough games of its own that it can say are exclusive to really push the narrative for themselves right now. They'll be able to say, yep, this is coming and it's coming in the future and it's going, it's down the road. We know there's still stuff coming. But we also know that a lot of that stuff is years off. So outside of Halo, which is not small, but outside of Halo, how else do you say this holiday, when you can't find a PlayStation 5, you need to be on Game Pass, whether it's on PC or not? Here's why.
Yeah. You have all our stuff. You have all the EA stuff, all the Ubisoft stuff. Yep.
Not to mention some new titles that'll come day one to it, like this holiday.
That's my point. It's going to be more, especially right now. It has to be more than, oh, well, you'll get the exclusive, Xbox, Bethesda, Microsoft titles. There has to be more than that. And called it already that we would start to see third-party titles show up day one. We saw that happen with Square Enix. You know what I mean? So whether or not we see something that big come from somewhere like Square Enix, it's totally possible. I would be willing to bet you that right now Square Enix is heavily looking at Game Pass as a way to try to bolster Avengers because that joint is dying. But if that joint was free and it was sitting in Game Pass,
folks gonna go in there and download that joint real quick.
Yeah. Be way more ready to spend money on those skins and all that type of stuff too.
I'm just saying, right? Because the it's starting to speak for itself. The business model is starting to speak for itself. So I think that the way this is set up, again, we could see it announced at Ubisoft, but we don't have to. If Ubisoft comes out and they say anything about, again, because it already exists, like they already have and they're already aligned with Luna on the Amazon side. For an extra fee or whatever, you can just get access to the Ubisoft games.
Right.
So there might be a fee involved. And that's what I'm not sure about, is whether or not it will cost you something extra in order to do it. But it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if they said for like another $5 a month, if you're already doing 15 for 20, you can add in all these Ubisoft games and they're day one and you get them. Like, I think that's
let them announce whatever the quarantine name is now is going to be day one on Game Pass. Let them announce something like that.
Right.
With most of their titles, yeah.
I mean, just look at the strength of something like For Honor already. Like, again, Rainbow Six Siege is already there. For Honor is in there now. So when you look at the strength of what those titles already have and the number of people that are consistently playing them, even though you don't hear about it, but
strong fan bases,
they are constantly adding more stuff.
Leagues.
Why would you throw that? Why would you throw that in Game Pass?
If it doesn't work, so
doesn't matter. If it works, you throw it in Game Pass.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
Game Pass is obviously working, so why not put it in there? Yeah, get it to more eyes.
Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. What you would think is E3, but it's not. It's Kratos. My man Kratos. I like Kratos. God of War is probably God of War might actually be my favorite PlayStation franchise.
Okay.
Solid.
Yeah. I said that before I thought about it.
Then thought about it.
And now that I'm thinking about it, I think I stand very firmly behind that.
Okay.
I don't think that there is a longer running, more highly touted, better franchise across PlayStation than God of War. I'm pretty sure that's my favorite franchise. And so they made an announcement yesterday that God of War is going to be delayed. God of War 2, which we don't know what the title is, but we're assuming it's Ragnarok because that's what they showed us.
Right.
But when they showed us that title, they also said coming 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they said they're going to push it to 2022. Buried in that PlayStation blog announcement was it's also coming to PlayStation 4. And the Twitterverse
went bananas.
Ablaze. Okay. So let's talk about this. I want you two to tell me why the world is mad about this.
One, they're mad because they got pushed back. One, it wasn't coming out.
No, I'm not.
Anyway.
It's not. But it's not too bad. They said 2022, so I don't think that's to be too much upset.
It wasn't coming out. It wasn't coming out this year anyway.
Like, I don't think there's anybody that believe that game was really coming this year.
Yeah, it was not coming this year whatsoever. And then it's just the PlayStation fanboys. I don't know. Like, they're mad that that it's going to be on both. It's not going to be exclusive to PS5. I guess I don't know why it's still going to be on PlayStation everywhere. So I don't know why you're mad about it. It makes no sense. Fans now, every fan can get it. Like, they don't. You can't get a PlayStation 5 right now.
That is back, and I think at this point, like, without having but so many don't get me wrong, there's a lot of PS5s in a while, but nowhere close to the amount of PS4s that you have. So once again, it's like, if you're going to try to alienate people, don't get me wrong, like, PlayStation tried to put their foot in the sand and say, oh, this is going to be the definitive spot, but that failed. I don't know, because, like, I'm personally happy that it's coming to the PS4 as well too. Like, right now, I have no drive to buy a PS5. There's nothing pushing me to buy a PS5 at all. And my PS4 Pro hooked up to my 4K TV, it's still running God of War. It's probably going to look pretty damn good either way. Now, I'm sure they'll probably have a cross version that you can get that may allow you to get the PS4 to PS5 version. And I think that's probably why they say it that way, because if you get it on PS4, well, let me rephrase that. The hope is that you get it on PS4, you'll be able to cross it over to PS5. But the question will be is if they'll allow you to actually take your data save with you, because that would be absolutely disgusting.
Data transfers from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5 are garbage.
Yeah. That's what the issue is going to be. Like, if I end up getting it on PS4 and I play that joint the whole way through, I'm probably not going to get on PS5 unless that joint comes on sale. Yeah.
All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it back a little ways. I'm going to read something to you. We have always said that we believe in generations. We believe that when you go to all the trouble of creating a next-gen console, that it should include features and benefits that previous generation does not include. And that, in our view, people should make games that can make the most out of those features. It is time to give the PlayStation community something new, something different that can really only be enjoyed on PS5. Now, Jim Ryan said that in an interview to GameIndustry.biz because they tried to draw the line in the sand, like you said, Jokes, and said, we believe in generations.
You should repost that every chance you get.
No. Anytime they make a game announcement like that, says on both console, repost.
Everybody just repost.
That's why people are mad. People are mad because they feel like Sony lied to them. And here's the thing. Sony lies to you all the time. They always do. You just eat it. and you don't care. Now it's starting to feel personal because they're starting to feel betrayed because their console exclusives are showing up on PC, right? And that was, see, here's the thing. Sony is beginning to take the ammunition that fanboys have always had against Microsoft, against Xbox, and now they're taking that away from them. You don't even have console exclusives. I don't even need an Xbox. I can play it on PC. Cool, play it on PC, bro.
Right.
Game Pass.
What is Sony doing? They're taking their games that are on console and they're putting them on PC. And there are Sony fanboys who are mad about that, right? Who feel like that's a betrayal of what they've been told. And it is. Having God of War show up on PlayStation 4 is literally the opposite of everything that you said when you were trying to badmouth what Microsoft was doing. This was in response literally to what the interviewer at GameIndustry.biz was asking them about the tactic that Microsoft was using as far as backwards compatibility, having the same, you know what I'm saying, look and feel, and the game still continuing to work for 18 to 24 months, you know, give or take. That was the response. We believe that when you go through the trouble of making a new console, that then the people who are making games should make games that can only be done on that console so that you feel like you've got it, right? So what they basically said is everybody who went through the kind of drama and trouble you have had to go through to get a PlayStation 5, we got something for you. We have something that only you can have that can't be done anywhere else. Except we're going to put it on our old console. and it makes people feel like they wasted their time, their effort, and their money. Because why do I need a PlayStation 5 if all the games I want to play are still available on the console I already have, on the console I already own? They're not mad that if Sony had said from Jump Street, yeah, I mean, we respect your purchases and we're going to continue to do cross-generational,
cool,
COVID aside, because the reality of it is they probably would really like to have it be exclusive to the PlayStation 5. So there are a couple of schools of thought. One is that God of War is ready and could come out 2021, but they got to figure out how to also make it work on PlayStation 4, so they got to push it back.
And that's probably it.
That makes people upset, right? There's also a lot of talk. There's been a lot of talk against Microsoft and Xbox and what they're doing about how games are having to be held to the lowest common denominator in order for them to be able to run on Xbox One and on Xbox One X and on Series S and X. Again, the rebuttal to that has been, yeah, but you've had PC games that have worked on the lowest common denominator PC as well as the highest common denominator PC, right? And so that's not really a thing because developers have almost always, at least if they developed for PC at all, they've always developed technically to the lowest common denominator, and that has never kept the highest end PC from being able to run those games well. But now you've taken that ammunition away from those fanboys who are just like, well, nah, because it can't run better on Series X but also at the same time, if you watch Digital Foundry, more and more consistently, the Xbox Series X is running games better than the PlayStation 5. There are a few cases here and there where that's not the case, but under most circumstances, that's what's happening. So the narrative that was created by Sony, by Jim Ryan, about we believe in generations, this is what it is, you can't do this, it's beginning to make people realize that that's a lie anyway. That they technically have always been able to make it so that those games could have run on an older console. And yes, maybe it wouldn't look as good or wouldn't be as, wouldn't have all the same bells and whistles, but it could be done. But they really just want you to give that up and buy the new thing so they can make more money off of you, right? But the reality of it is there's so much money to be made in the market share and base that is PlayStation 4 that is stupid to give that up.
Yeah. PlayStation 4
if
is
they
everywhere.
could actually manufacture PlayStation 5s, you're right, Heather, they believe in dollars. If they could actually manufacture PlayStation 5s and get them out to people, I guarantee you God of War would not be coming to PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Even though it can. I guarantee you it would not. Because they want you. God of War, we talked about this like last week or 2 weeks ago. Ratchet and Clank, only on PlayStation 5, not a system seller. God of War, system seller. Period. System seller. But now, is it a system seller if it also can go on the PS4? Yeah, it's a PlayStation 4 system seller. Because Sony has come out and said, we expect for there to be shortages on PlayStation 5 through 2022.
Yep.
Possibly into 2023. Which means if God of War comes out in spring, the last God of War game came out in like April.
Mm-hmm.
They only announced it like 2 or 3 months before it dropped. And it came out in like April. I was never expecting God of War to be an end of the year holiday title. Sony doesn't really do that anymore anyway. They haven't done that throughout the majority of the life cycle of the PlayStation 4.
They got that early spring release.
Right. They've been missing. All of them were supposed to hit it holiday. None of them could make it. So they ended up pushing it. And what did they do? They relied on their relationships with third party to have those third party titles drive the sales of the console. Call of Duty, you know what I mean? All those marketing deals that they've had with these other companies have sold PlayStations like it's nobody's business. But the reality of it is those games are actually available everywhere. It is not as much as people talk about the power of PlayStation's exclusive content. It's a real thing. PlayStation has incredible exclusive content. It is not PlayStation's exclusive content that sells consoles. That does not sell their consoles. The only people who buy PlayStations for their exclusive content are people like me who buy it just to play those games. What sells their games are the marketing deals they have with Call of Duty. It's the marketing deals they have with Fortnite. It's the marketing deals. It is third-party relationships that actually move those consoles. The sheer number of consoles that PlayStation 4 managed to move is a direct result of the fact that all of the relationships that Microsoft had in the previous generation, in the 360 PS3 generation, Sony managed to get all of those. All of those deals, like all of those early maps and stuff with Destiny and all that, that's the stuff that sold PlayStations. Was it exclusive? Yeah, because they would have exclusive maps for a month. You know what I mean? Or they had Destiny content for a year before Xbox could get it. But it was third-party deals. Yes, in some level exclusivity, but it was third-party deals that actually moved the needle on the console sales, not their actual titles. Because if you look at the total number of titles sold, Last of Us 2, you look up how many actual Last of Us 2 copies were sold, it doesn't even come close.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Call of Duty is the #1 selling title every year by the end of the year, and it always comes out at the end of the year. It's always October, November when that joint comes out, and it outsells everything else that comes out the entire rest of the year. Meaning that any Sony exclusive that came out in March or April or May has had the entire year to sell.
To get those sales. And
Call of Duty drops this is like, we don't care about none of you.
Within a month, it blows all that out the water.
Real talk.
Yeah.
There is a reason why buying a competition like Evo, which is a fighting game competition, and them recently this week announcing them starting to move those tournaments and so forth, I guarantee you it doesn't stay fighting. Evo is not going to stay a fighting game tournament. They will move these relationships that they have with this other stuff into those tournaments because they own it now. It's theirs. Nobody can tell them what to do with it.
That's going to be another thing when they announce that. Good Lord.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Microsoft does a Madden console every year. Every year. They've been in cahoots with EA for a long time, but they're in cahoots with the NFL. Surface does all the stuff for the NFL for instant replays and all of that. So Madden, EA probably really don't have no choice. It might not even be up to them. You know what I'm saying? A lot like what happened with MLB. So realistically, as big of a deal as God of War is, God of War will sell consoles. It would move PlayStation 5. No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. But come March or April, if that game releases in March or April, if it's May, even if it's holiday next year, which I don't think it's going to go that far out. When they announce it, people who already have PlayStation 4s are just going to buy it on PlayStation 4.
Yep.
This is not a Wii U Switch situation with Breath of the Wild. It's not. I think I'm the only person that bought Breath of the Wild on the Wii U. Like, I don't really need to buy a Switch for that game. I can get it. You know what I'm saying? Unless they will have to come out and really show. And again, like, graphics are as dope as ray tracing is, as beautiful as all that kind of stuff is. They're not even going to show you what it looks like on a PlayStation 4. Everything they show you will be running on PlayStation 5, which is exactly why Horizon Forbidden West in the showcase last week was all shown on PlayStation 5, even though it's also coming to PlayStation 4. But they announced that it was coming to PlayStation 4 like a year ago. God of War didn't do that with. They did the same thing with Miles Morales. Right? Mm-hmm. If it wasn't for the SSD, Ratchet & Clank, I guarantee, would be on PS4 because it's the only way they sell. It's the only way it sells. It's the only way it does. It's the only way it actually does well. That game is a sacrificial lamb because you won't be able to get it or play it unless you have a PlayStation 5, and you can't get one right now.
Because I would have it pre-ordered already on my PS4.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly my point. Right. So when they say when pre-orders go live for God of War, they like. Right now, they can't even afford to announce like a God of War Special Edition PlayStation 5 because where are they going to get it from?
Where are they going to get it from? Unless they're plates. The only thing they would do is just make the plates and sell the side plates for the console.
It's a super interesting and a terrible place to be in, right? As a company, as a corporation, when the circumstances really put you out there. You know what I'm saying? Like the things that you've been saying are just like, I mean, yes, we do believe in generations, but only when we can sell you the console because we don't have them. You know what I mean? Like it's dope to be able to say they sold out. If they could get them, they'd probably still be sold out, right?
Oh,
There'd be a lot more. Technically, the PlayStation 5 currently at the same date, time, and age is outselling the PlayStation 4. Will it actually outsell the PlayStation 4? That depends on whether or not you can actually get a console and how long it takes them to make them readily available. In the meantime, Microsoft is going to be like, hey, just play games on PC. Just play games on your phone.
Hell, play them on your phone. That's
just play games on your TV. Like, just, you know what I mean? Like, and I've been telling y'all, I don't even know for how long. Console sales aren't going to matter in the long run. It's always the software. It's always the software because they don't make any money selling consoles. There's no money in it. Right? But Sony has believed that as long as they have a PlayStation in your house, you're stuck coming to them. Mm-hmm. So they charge companies to do crossplay. If they're not careful, right? If they can't continue to get PS5, if they can't continue to get consoles in people's hands, like they're going to have to rely on PlayStation 4 and have to rely on those numbers and have to push it because they can't get PlayStation 5s out there. And eventually people will do, I don't know if y'all saw Borderlands 2K just decided, like they just gave up crossplay. They're like, we're not paying Sony to do crossplay.
No, took that one away. Yep.
They was like, screw it. Everybody else can have crossplay.
Have fun.
On PlayStation, play with the PlayStation people. That's what it is. And realistically, there is something to that, right? Like there's enough people playing on PlayStation that you should always have people to play with. Mm-hmm. That's PlayStation's point, right? Nobody can tell us why it's beneficial for us from a monetary standpoint to enable crossplay.
Mm-hmm. And I get this best place to play.
Bro, that's smart business. It just is, right? Like we don't have to like it. That's business though. But the reality of it is, if it continues in this trend, if people begin or continue to lose faith in them,
that's where
if you can play crossplay and just pick it up on your phone with a controller and play.
Yep.
If $20 a month, again, that has to hurt. If you're a PlayStation guy and you could play MLB at no additional charge, but it's $70.
Look, when all the homies get together, hey, we want to run some Borderlands. We're gonna run this raid this weekend, and somebody's got it on PC. Somebody's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be out, but I'm gonna have it on my phone. Whatever, we can run it." Somebody got on the Xbox, and then the other friend with the PlayStation is just SOL. Like,
it's going to begin to hurt their ecosystem. It is it's a long play.
Yeah,
it's a long play. Again, if manufacturing was different, if COVID wasn't a factor, this could be a very, very different scenario.
Facts.
Right? But under the circumstance, and I still think the scenario would play out this way. I just think it would take much longer. Because it's the same way that that COVID has had an immense effect on moving the needle on digital.
Right.
Digital. Yeah, look. I posted this joint earlier today, man.
I saw that.
Hey, Slim, this is how you had, like, they was like, I don't think we should do CDs anymore. They just put the whole album on this joint. Put this on your MP3 player.
Gave him a gift card.
Bonus track on this joint.
So like, what is this? What is this?
That's your album.
No CD. Like, dog, the joint actually says on here, includes the full album plus
All
right, Jerry.
Bonus video. And take it easy, Jerry. And a digital booklet. Because that's the thing people were scared of. I want my book. When I get my CD, that's the first thing I do. I open up, I look at the book. I ain't got a digital booklet. You know what I'm saying? It's taken that long. That was 2007.
Yeah.
Now we don't even think about it. We don't even buy music anymore. You just stream it. It's there. You just stream it. That's where this is going.
Yeah.
Who's buying DVDs anymore? If you do, you just do it digitally, or you rent it digitally, right? But everything is on a streamer, so you just stream it. It's there. You're paying for the, you know what I mean? And like, if they take it off, you just, I mean, I guess somebody else has the rights. I'll just look for it there. You know what I'm saying, or whatever, right? It's just that's the direction games is heading to. That's not going to continue to require you a console. Again, let's bear in mind that Sony does have a PlayStation 5 that has no drive on it.
Yep.
Also, bear in mind, they have not dropped the price of the PlayStation 4 Pro.
Yeah,
or the PlayStation 4. I literally looked the other day because I was considering buying a PlayStation 4 or a Pro for my nephew because he kept bugging me to borrow mine. And I was like, they got to drop the price. PS5s are out. They all over the place. They sold out. Let me just look.
Nope.
Dog, a PlayStation 4 Pro is the same price as a PlayStation 5.
That's ridiculous.
Just can't.
That's ridiculous.
What? I literally, like, dog, I did this. I literally put my hands on my head like this and went, hey, do they think they Nintendo now? I thought only Nintendo could do that.
I guess until they're in regular rotation, they're like, whatever, keep the price right there.
Or people are just like, you can't get a PS5, so if you want to play such and such game, if you want to play Miles Morales right now, how you going to do it? Got to get your PS4. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even playing on a Pro. I'm playing on a 4. I thought to myself, maybe I'll get myself a Pro and I'll give them my 4.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, dog. Why would I pay you that kind of money when I could buy a Series S? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm positive God of War is going to be a phenomenal game. I'm almost ready to put my money down right now and say that God of War 2 will be the best game on PS5 for the entire life cycle of PS5, unless they do a God of War 3 before PS6 comes out. I'm on that right now. That's where I'm at right now. God of War 2 will be the best game on PlayStation 5 for the entire cycle, unless they do a God of War 3.
Or if they leave in that horrible fast track system.
Now, dog, even if that's there, the PS5 has got an SSD.
Hey, it
You know
should
what I'm saying?
work.
Like the fast travel system has to work incredible on there. That's probably what they got to fix. That's why they pushed it back.
Probably
Put
left
on
it in there.
PS4.
Somebody probably smacked it like, why is it still in here? I don't know. Damn you. Push it back.
Yeah, I mean, look. I do get it. I understand people are mad. I understand why people are mad. I remember people being mad. There were people who were mad when Microsoft came out and was like, nah, these games are going to be available for the first, you know what I mean? Like games are going to work across everything for the first like 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
And people were like, that's stupid. And
Okay.
Sony was like, we believe in generations.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's a very interesting thing to believe in.
Doesn't seem to
Right
be
now, the
case
biggest
anymore.
benefit of having a PlayStation 5, other than the speed, is if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you automatically have the PlayStation collection.
True.
PS
Not at all,
fanboy?
Sasha.
Nowhere close.
Nah.
I enjoy some games on there, but that's about it.
Yeah, like their games, man. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you, God of War is the best game on PlayStation 4, and that is I beat the brakes off of Spider-Man
I was about to
and
say.
Miles Morales, and I'm telling you, God of War is the best joint.
I gotta
Period.
finish that joint too. That's on my list of joints to finish.
Period. Realistically, I think people are just gonna have to come to grips with the fact that what they were told ain't the move. Yeah,
You
gameplay.
got it.
Oh,
It
facts,
sure
yeah.
is.
Without a doubt.
100%.
Facts, Sasha.
Without a doubt.
There's no two ways about it.
Nah.
And as they continue to sprinkle that joint on that joint being on iOS right now is major.
Mm-hmm.
When they come out, I'm telling you, a week and 3 days from now, week and 3 days from now, when Xbox comes out and is like Game Pass on Samsung TVs.
Yep.
We already know.
Controller,
Yep.
it's gonna be a wrap.
You're gonna start seeing them bundles show up at Best Buy.
Hey,
What?
let them come out with a controller that's got like the Samsung logo or something on there like that.
I really
And
do think it'll just be a dongle. I think they'll put a dongle out that gets like 5G or runs off Wi-Fi, and it'll just let you cloud game.
that ain't happening.
Oh man, so you just got Horizon. The Horizon 5 on Game Pass. Zero
Oh,
Dawn's PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that joint is, and look, here's the thing. Sony has something with PlayStation now. They do. It's just like they're not. I think they need to make some adjustments to it. And then that joint will be. They could make that joint. All they really have to do is be like, oh yeah, all the PlayStation titles are day one. You know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah. All of them. Yeah. Well, all Microsoft first party stuff is day one on Game Pass, Sasha. So, yeah, bro. And that joint's fire. And that's another thing that I think is a big deal. Is that like a lot of stuff we're starting to see hit Game Pass is stuff that's multiplayer, which makes sense when you're trying to push multiplayer stuff.
Yeah.
Which is what are probably the biggest difference between Xbox and PlayStation has been over the last like 2 generations. It's been that the majority of PlayStation exclusive titles are single player experiences.
Right.
And Microsoft stuff, if you look at Forza, if you look at Gears, if you look at Halo, they're multiplayer experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Which again is why those titles generally sell more copies, because more people need to have them in order to play them.
Right.
So they generally do outsell PlayStation's exclusive titles, even if PlayStation's exclusive titles like rank better, like if you Metacritic them or whatever.
But the Xbox ones last, I think, a little bit longer because you have that multiplayer aspect into it. You can go do big single player, then you're in there for months playing, multiplayer.
There's no PlayStation games on Game Pass, Sasha.
Not at all.
other than MLB, that's it.
Correct.
That's the only
Correct.
one.
If they do put more, if I'm sure MLB for every year from now on is probably just gonna be on Game Pass, because we know that the numbers hit for them.
Mhm.
Ah, man. Horizon
you
Zero
don't get it.
Dawn is not in Game
Yeah,
Pass.
that
Not
is
at
not
all.
in Game Pass. Not even.
It is not in Game Pass.
I don't know
That is-
I don't know what Game
it's on
Pass you got.
PC, and it's not.
You got to buy it on PC, not inside of Game Pass.
Yeah,
You're
but it's not
fully
in
buying
Game
it on
Pass.
PC.
Yeah.
If Horizon Zero Dawn ever ended up coming to Game Pass, just know that's just PlayStation just admitting that Game
They gave up,
Pass.
dog. Like,
They
yeah,
gave up.
That would be the
Game
title of
Pass
this
works.
episode.
What? You kidding me? Be like, well,
We know what we're talking about for the whole hour.
yeah, dog.
Whole show.
Yeah, man. Look, I think we're gonna see more stuff like this. Like, I don't know. Again, I think it depends on how long it takes for them to really get a grip on getting consoles made and sold and put out in front of people.
Right.
But I certainly don't think this is the last of the titles that would be considered a major PlayStation 5 exclusive that you could only get on that console that will also end up on the 4. I'm positive it's going to be
Not
something
until the
else.
5 is in regular rotation like that. Not until then.
Correct.
Yeah.
Still be both
And
ways.
I think honestly the problem at that point will be then at that point people will feel like, I mean, but come on, you could though, couldn't
Right.
you? You know what I mean?
It might come back to bite him in the ass.
Yeah, correct. It's on PC.
Right.
You're right. It is on PC. Yeah, and that's the thing. Again, Sony is starting to see like there's money to be made by having our games on PC.
Their eyes probably lit up when they started seeing all the MLB stuff come through. Like, oh
Like,
my
hey,
goodness.
hey, you see these numbers?
What do you mean? What is that? That's on
Why
Game Pass.
why have we not done this?
Realistically, yeah, seeing the hits on PC because them joints have been crazy on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Like the numbers have been ridiculous for the Sony exclusive titles, you know, that are on PC because those PC players are not buying consoles, bro.
Nope.
They're just not doing it. They're not downgrading to a console, but making them available on PC is like you just see the sales skyrocket. It's crazy. Yeah, getting the show definitely is major, especially if for no other reason than the fact that Xbox just hasn't had a baseball game. Like they haven't had a real simulation baseball game in more than a decade. You know what I mean? Like that was a big deal. I think real talk, we're gonna see more of this. This won't be the last time we see it.
No, not at all.
E3 is gonna be real interesting next week. I mean, listen, if you're playing sports and shooters, again, if you got Game Pass Ultimate, EA is there,
Yep.
right? So
Good.
that's your Madden. I mean, we're not gonna talk about live, but that's your Madden. That's your UFC. That's your Battlefield. Again, I'm calling you Battlefield 6 day one on Game Pass. I'm calling.
Oh, definitely.
Yep.
That announcement's
because
coming.
They need the extra numbers to fight against Call of Duty. They need it, and since PlayStation still has the marketing deal with Call of Duty,
Makes sense.
Microsoft got to do something.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean?
One. Yeah. Grab the other one. Do something with it. Put it in Game Pass.
It's in Game Pass.
I
will download it. I play Call of Duty over
Day
Battlefield
one.
any day of the week. But I'll tell you, when that junk goes in the Game Pass, I will download it and I will play it.
I know you will. Hey, will we see the multiplayer for Halo Infinite?
I already called that, yeah. And I said they're going to
Yeah.
show it, and then we're going to get the multiplayer within the month of them
Beta?
announcing it. Yep,
I think we're getting the beta.
yep, we're going to get it within a month.
I think the beta drops next week. During
That
E3.
junk drops. Hey,
Because I still haven't really gotten a good understanding of what they mean by saying that the multiplayer for it is free.
right. It seems
But
like
to
it's
me,
a
it just means
totally
it's two different
separate
games. It's
thing.
basically like it's Warzone,
Is what it sounds like,
and that could be a problem.
and that makes sense because you know what, Halo's going to be right in Game Pass, so it's like,
Yeah,
it's like,
Battle Royale
Yeah.
Halo. Ooh.
hey, I'm
yeah, they
finna
got
after.
to do something crazy with that though.
After I get
They
some
gotta
food,
do
I'm
crazy with
finna
that.
jump in. Actually, they added Griff Ball back to the Master Chief collection. I think I'm
Did
going to go. Yeah, they did.
I believe it. I'm not jumping in there for that. I'll let you have it. All right, look, we need to wrap this up. So here's what's going on. Next week we got 2 different shows. So on Tuesday, where we would normally do Loading Snacks Weekly, we are now doing a panel instead. That panel is the Being Comfortable Being a Geek panel. We are going to be joined by some very, very dope cosplayers. Joe Colton, Maggie's Madness, and Shady, who was on with us just under a month ago. So Virtual Comic-Con we're recording it. We'll do it live. People will be able to be in the chat. We definitely want to talk to you all and get your feedback and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a really dope time. And then that will play again during Virtual Comic-Con on the Saturday of Virtual Comic-Con. Next Thursday, we are now doing, instead of doing cutscenes, we are doing a wrestling panel. Top 10 finishers. Top 10 finishers. Wrestling moves. That's what's happening next Thursday. We're going to be joined by my good man Ellis, who you may know as the Shocked Undertaker guy. Right. We'll also be joined by our good friend BP. He has his own wrestling joint, Near Falls, and I'm messing that up. Hold on. I'm going to tell you exactly what it's called because I don't want to be that guy. I want to be right about it. So, Near Falls and No Sales Wrestling. That's okay. Their wrestling panel. So they're gonna join us. We're gonna rank the top 10 wrestling finishers of all time. So that's what's happening next week. As we roll into E3, we may try to do a topic. You might see us, depending on what our time framing looks like, try to react live or jump in and do some live reactions to whatever we hear coming from Summer Games Fest and as these things start to roll in. But that's what's happening next week. So it's going to be a slightly different one. Shows are going to be a little longer than normal, but they're going to be great shows. So y'all just hang with us, tune in. It's going to be a good time. My man Jokes, you got a job to do. Chuck that link tree up in there. If you are not currently following us on the platform, on a place other than the platform you're watching us on, so be that Facebook or YouTube or Twitch or Twitter, shoot over, jump the link tree. You can follow us across the board. We'd appreciate that. We love and appreciate your support. Patreon, we are working on some major stuff and some big changes coming to Patreon, but we love all of our Patreon supporters. We want to thank y'all for doing what y'all are doing and keeping us moving and keeping us busy. And a lot of the content we are creating around you all because you keep us moving. We're going to be very busy throughout the remainder of the year. There are shows galore. We're at the Nerd Luau next Friday.
Yep.
The 11th. And then it just keeps rolling. It just keeps rolling. Yep. We have StellarCon and BlurCon and AwesomeCon. Baltimore Ocean City Comic-Con. Great possibility we'll be at OceanCon. Ocean City Comic-Con in December. Like we're rolling. Like we got
it stuff rolls right into MagFest and Katsu right after that. No,
yeah.
We should be in a MagFest
just going to continue. So again, thank you for the support. We're tired and we're busy, but we love y'all and we love what we do. So thank y'all for that. Sin, you got a job to do.
Yes, let's go and shout out our top tier patrons, starting with Anthony Cunningham, Marcus Houston, Susan Dorch, and Tyrone Carson. Thank you very much. We truly, truly appreciate it.
On that note, please keep in mind that the Loading Snacks Movie Club is starting in July. And the first movie is going to be Black Widow, which they dropped the new trailer for today. So everybody go watch Black Widow, and then at the end of the month, we'll come together. We'll do a big chat about that and so forth. It's going to be really cool. Right. We are also quite possibly planning an in-person viewing for Black Widow. I'm working on some dates now. We'll let y'all know when and or if that's a thing. But there's a good chance it's going to be a thing for anybody who's comfortable coming to the theater to do so. So we'll let y'all know. So keep your ears poked up for that. What you see on the screen below us is we now have a Spreadshirt shop. So Loading Snacks merch is available. There are 4 different designs that are available that you can put across a number of different items.
Facts.
There are hundreds of items, literally. Shirts and t-shirts and kid stuff and onesies and bandanas and dog collars and phone cases and mugs and water bottles and hats, and it's there's stuff.
Something else from the shop now. I just thought about it.
So by all means, shoot there, check it out. We appreciate the support that we've gotten there so far. There is still a couple days left to take advantage of a discount that's there. So if you shoot there now, you'll get a better deal than you will later. I think that's everything.
That sounds like it. No, that sounds like it. Oh, we do have the anime chat coming up July 17th.
July 17th.
July 17th, that Saturday. We're discussing sports animes that coincide with the Olympics being in Japan this year. So we're going to focus on Hajime no Ippo, Yowamushi's Pedal, Haikyuu, Kuroko's Basketball, and Free. So those will be the animes we're discussing. So be sure to join Anime Chat and tune in July 17th. It's going to be a great time.
Trying to get ready for these Olympics, y'all.
Yeah.
Trying to get ready for these Olympics, y'all. There are some other things brewing, but I can't talk to y'all about those just yet. So, I appreciate y'all tuning in to Cutscenes because cutscenes are
the best part of the game.
Sure, you're right. With that, we're out. Toodles and lose.